What if I told you that this incredible woman is already 52 years old? Most people, seeing her for the first time, are sure that she is much younger. Her name is Olga Isailovich, and today we will analyze not just the story of one person, but the real habits that keep her young, energetic, and active. There will be no stories about miracle creams, expensive procedures, or secret techniques. Everything is much more interesting. Her lifestyle shows that many aging processes depend on our daily decisions. In this video, we will analyze in detail each principle that helps her stay in great shape, and most importantly, you will find out which of these habits you can start applying today in order to thank yourself for this decision in a few years. Therefore, watch this video to the end. It will be very interesting and useful. So, let's get started. The first is her active lifestyle. Many people imagine physical activity exclusively as heavy workouts in the gym. In fact, the youthfulness of the body depends not so much on the intensity of exercise as on the regularity of movement. When a person is constantly moving, blood circulation improves, cells receive more oxygen, muscles retain strength, joints remain mobile longer, and the brain receives additional nutrition. That's why many longevity experts say a simple thing: exercise is not a way to lose weight, but a way to slow down aging. If you want to look younger in 10 years, don't think of training as a temporary task. Make movement a part of your personality. Hiking, cycling, swimming, dancing, almost any activity is suitable as long as it brings pleasure and is repeated regularly. Another important feature of Olga Isailovich's life is her love of travel. At first glance, it may seem that traveling has nothing to do with youth, but modern research shows an interesting pattern. When a person finds himself in a new environment, the brain begins to work much more actively. It builds new neural connections, processes information faster, and constantly adapts to an unfamiliar environment. It's a kind of training for the nervous system, and it is not necessary to fly to the other side of the world. You can explore neighboring cities, new areas of your city, unfamiliar routes, or natural places. Novelty literally rejuvenates the brain, and the variety of experiences reduces the feeling that the years are passing too quickly. The following principle seems very simple, but it is what many underestimate. Olga spends a lot of time outdoors. We all know that walking is useful, but we rarely think about why. On the street, a person begins to move naturally. The rhythm of breathing changes. The level of internal tension decreases. The body receives natural sunlight, which regulates the biological clock. This directly affects the quality of sleep, and good sleep is one of the most important factors of youth. In addition, being in nature reduces stress hormone levels. Therefore, even 30 to 40 minutes of daily walking can bring more benefits to the body than a few hours spent indoors. Another principle that distinguishes Olga Isailovich is the diversity of life. Our body loves movement, and our brain loves variety. When every day is completely similar to the previous one, the psyche gradually goes into automatic existence mode. This reduces interest in life and accelerates emotional burnout. And the emotional state is very closely related to the aging process. That is why it is useful to regularly learn new skills, change familiar routes, try new activities, read books on unfamiliar topics, or learn foreign languages. All this becomes a kind of exercise for the brain. Her positive thinking deserves special attention. It is important to understand the meaning correctly here. It's not about constantly smiling or pretending like there are no problems. Real positive thinking lies in the ability to find solutions instead of endlessly chewing over problems. People who focus solely on the negative are in a state of chronic stress for much longer. And chronic stress accelerates skin aging, impairs the immune system, disrupts sleep, and contributes to the development of many diseases. It is much more useful to ask yourself the question not, Why did this happen to me? But what can I do right now to improve the situation? Olga's very important habit is that she doesn't compare herself to other people. Today, social media creates the illusion that everyone around is more successful, richer, more beautiful, and happier. But constant comparison becomes a source of chronic tension. The body perceives this as a constant threat. As a result, the level of stress hormones increases, the mood worsens, and the feeling of satisfaction with life disappears. It is much more useful to compare yourself only with yesterday's self. Small improvements accumulated over months and years give a much more impressive result than an endless race for other people's achievements. Olga knows how to deal with stress properly, and this is perhaps one of the most important factors of youth. It is impossible to completely get rid of stress, but you can change your reaction to them. Very often, aging is accelerated not by the event itself, but by a long inner experience after it. If a person replays an unpleasant conversation for weeks or worries about a situation that can no longer be changed, the body continues to be in alarm mode. It is much more useful to switch attention to actions that are really under your control. Another interesting feature of Olga Isailovich's life is that she runs her own blog. At first glance, this may seem like an ordinary hobby, but if you look deeper, it becomes clear that such activities help to keep the brain young. When a person writes, tells stories, shares experiences, takes photos, creates new materials, and communicates with an audience, they constantly train their memory, attention, creativity, and communication skills. The brain receives a complex intellectual load, which it needs no less than physical activity is necessary for muscles. Olga Isailovich's story shows that youth is not an accident or a gift from nature. This is the result of daily decisions that at first seem quite insignificant. One extra hour outdoors, one walk instead of an evening in front of the TV, one new route, one interesting book, one day without comparing yourself with others. It is from such small actions that the years of an active, healthy, and eventful life are formed. And perhaps the main secret of youth is not to try to stop time, but to choose habits every day that allow the body to age more slowly. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video that's currently appearing on your screen.